Hello guys, I'm International Master Andrei Ostrovsky and this is the Weekday Chess stream where I stream my Blitz and Bullet games. So today I'm going to play in Daily SuperBlitz Arena and actually I will try to go Berserk in almost each and every game just to make it more entertaining and fast. So let's see if we can do it. I'm happy you're here watching this, following me. If you're new to the show, if you're new to the stream, just subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can find a short link to this next to my name, and the phrase support is welcome. It is bit.ly/Mostrovsky. And now let's just start the show. Let's start the fight. So join the tournament. And waiting for pairing. And the first game, okay, let's go Berserk. Let's try it. So, Sicilian. Something sharp. Queen c7, okay. e6. Bishop e3. Intending to go the long side. And now f4. So a3 is a tricky move, preventing bishop b4. Which can be very helpful. And alright, h5. It's kind of a good try, I think. Let's put the queen on f3 simply. Preparing castling now. b5. Alright, this can be also a move. So now to play e5 or not, I think it's too early. So let's just castle. Bishop b7. Now I guess something like king b1 will be helpful. Just to cover the a file because b4 is coming. Okay. So what about just playing this? Protecting the knight on c3. Oops. Somebody's calling. Not everybody knows that I'm streaming right now. Sorry for that. Rook b8. Okay. So now it's time to prepare something on the king side, or maybe to play something on the king side, because I definitely need a counterplay. So g7 looks like an interesting target, but only 30 seconds, so I have to be faster. Protecting b2. Now I'm just going to play h3, attacking this knight. And where the knight goes? That's an interesting question. Looks like in each and every case I can take on g7 after that. If h4, I just take on g4 with the queen. That's the point. Alright, this gives me an extra minor piece. Maybe black has some compensation, of course, but it doesn't feel like it's big. So now I have even more extra material. So 2 extra minor pieces, but I have some problems with the development. This may be the case. Maybe the issue, but still, I can't believe there is something. So this bishop on b2 will be captured. 100%. But I think I will just run away with the king through c1, d2, and so forth. It can't be that dangerous, I mean. So for instance, if queen goes to the b file, now I just take the bishop. And then my king runs away. Right. Let's take this one. queen is protected 2 times with both knights there. There is no checkmate in threat, I think. So let's just simply take here and checkmate. All right, not bad for the start, I think. Let me know, by the way, what is with the sound and the picture. Is everything all right? So live chat started working. Crowning student is here. And the Berserk mode, for those who don't know, gives you more points for each and every game if you win. If you lose, it is just the same. I mean, 0. For every normal win, you get 2 points. For every Berserk win, you get 3 points. All right. So 4 knights. What do we have here? Let's spin this knight and attack this bishop. Okay. I do like this because it weakens white's pawns completely. So it takes extra material already. Let's go back and take that bishop. Well, why not the castle? I think it's playable. So if knight e7, then king d7, attacking the knight. Now taking this guy, that's what I wanted to do. And just a6. And this is another blunder. Rook g8 takes the knight next move. Takes rook here. Simplification. So extra minor piece for no compensation. No compensation. f5. Activating the king. Check. Forcing the king to the back rank. Now more check. Rook takes rook. So now it's absolutely winning. I mean, absolutely no chance for white to survive it. Okay, let's play for a checkmate. Here it is. Go back. Okay, 6 points, the first place, but we still have to play 1 hour and 20 minutes. So, still a lot of fight. White made a serious mistake, of course, in the opening, giving me a chance to damage the pawn structure. It was not correct. Okay, here we will have sort of transposition. No transpositions. Just 2 great pawns on d4 and c4. And I believe some extra material pair of bishops, so great position for black already. Oh, this is a great pawn. This is just a great pawn. On d3, look at this. b5, just protecting everything. a3, okay. Slightly passive. Now let's activate the rook. I won't give up my bishop's pair, of course. And this h3, g4 actually weakens king's side a lot. So I will use this g4 pawn as a hook. I will undermine it and open up a position there even more. All right, I think it's time. h5 takes. Let's improve the position of the queen. I like d5 position. What about this? Okay, bishop takes. By the way, preparing something like king g7, rook h8. But there is bishop h6 check. Okay, not that simple. But I think this transformation will be also very, very good. So just queen f3, preparing bishop e4. Should be very close to devastating position. Maybe I just overestimate my chances. Yeah. White still has a defense. Yeah, most likely I just did wrong playing this. And that is a great blunder. My goodness. There was bishop d4. Oh my god. I was very close to losing this. Still very close. You know, let's take this first. Check. Checkmate. Alright, so here when I play king g7 there was bishop d4. Come on. I should be more careful. Okay. Okay, I was lucky here. And by the way, when you win the games in a row, just like I did, so the third win gives you more points. And if you play the normal way without berserking, then you get like this guy in the second place, 2, 2, 4. I got 3, 3, and 5. Okay, so what do we have here? Let's take it and e4. Just normal central strategy. Now let's go wild a bit. Castling long. Why not? Looks very promising. Very active setup. Of course I have to be careful because now my opponent has a pair of bishops. But still I believe that this is a good position for me. Let's have bishop c2 protecting b3 in advance. Now queen e3 attacking h6. Alright. Just f4. Correct. The bishop g5 wasn't good. I think king g7 was better. Because this just gives me amazing initiative. This is probably not necessary, but also looks very tempting. Just to be as aggressive as possible here. What about this move? Also not necessary, but looks interesting. Don't know why did I play this. Okay. Just grabbing more space and probably intending to bring my knight through e4 to f6. That was probably my plan. I'm not sure. Okay, let's take this. And complete the mission. So the knight should be there on f6. Otherwise it makes no sense at all what I did. Now I think I can take this. So now rook g8 is a threat. Can't see the refutation at the moment. Unless black takes on f6, of course, but okay. I will have 2 extra rooks in this case. And in this case it's just a checkmate by force. Alright, so too passive. Black was just too passive in this game. Let's go back to the tournament. So 3-3-5-5. Not a bad start. Not a bad start. Waiting for pairing. Paired. Okay, let's go berserk. And e4 this time. So something more typical. I mean, I usually play this, so should be faster here because I know what to do. Okay, so classic thing. Real opposites exchanged. the line with the knight e2, which is interesting because here I have an option of playing bishop f4, exchanging one of his bishops. And now I believe my position is slightly better. It should be slightly better here. Let's give this check. Knight goes here. Well, I achieved not that much. But okay, now let's bring the king to the center. Let us try to do what? To prove that my pawn majority on the king side means anything. I just wanted to prevent knight d4 or something. Will be hard, in fact, because I don't have a lot of time. Black's position is very, very solid. So I have to perform incredibly well to achieve anything here. But alright. Attacks c5. Okay. This transformation of the pawn structure looks like good for me. Now I have c5 square for my knight, d4 square for my king maybe. Okay. a6 is under attack and d3 is controlled, which is good. So now I want to play f4, just playing a3 in advance because black will definitely try something like what? Like a5 at some point, just like this. Okay, now I have to search for some new weaknesses. How to do this? I'm not quite sure. Okay, I think I got the idea. This transformation is also not bad. But maybe that was too much. I don't know. It's absolutely not clear. Yeah, that was too much. I believe black is fine. Maybe there was a mistake. But king on f4 is a problem. Alright, so I was lucky here. Of course, position was very solid. Black's position was very, very solid. And, well, objectively speaking, it should have ended in a draw, but, well, at some point, I was just lucky here. Okay, so that is something passive, but leads to Philidor defense, a transposition to this at least. I mean, Philidor reversed. That's what I mean, in fact. Okay. So what can we do here? potentially. Just starting the attack there. Alright. I have to combine this active things with some normal central play, I guess. So knight to e6, covering c5 and the swords. I think it makes sense to blockade the pawn on c5. Now it will be my target. Can I attack it immediately somehow? I'm not sure, so let's just go to g5. Trying to exchange something there, because I want to attack. Okay, pair of bishops should give me something. So light squares are quite weak there. And probably something like that. No, if I play this, knight goes to f5. Okay, first I have to bring my queen here. And now I can't do this. Crap, okay. So let's just go for it. Just normal extra material, I mean. It will be very hard to convert. It will be extremely hard to convert. Yeah, I missed something here. That is a bad game. Only 12 seconds. I think it's just almost impossible. I have to be fast. All right, that's a draw. That's a draw. That was bad. That was really bad. That was really bad. Okay. So at some point I wanted to play bishop f1 with the idea of queen h3 checkmate, but there was knight f5 covering diagonal. That's why I played queen g4, but then after queen e2 I didn't have the possibility to play bishop f1 because of queen takes f1. Okay. Definitely missed the win. Okay, so let's play this one. English opening. Looks like Sicilian reversed. Now that was absolutely unnecessary. Of course, there was a blunder of knight g5, by the way. Okay, let's stop this pawns and this one as well. Don't want white to play c5, getting rid of the weakness. So this weakens diagonal, so I have to be careful. For example, makes sense just to go away with the rook. And that's why, by the way, bishop is better placed on d7. Because if white plays d4, there is no threat of d5 fork. White could have played d4, I think, at some point. Maybe not. d4 was controlled, right? So, there is an attack. There is an attack. Let's go there. To the queen's side, where my pieces are. Maybe there is no checkmate, of course, but Well, position looks very promising anyway. Alright, let's take this. Let's keep attacking resources on the board. This knight can be helpful potentially. Don't know. How good is this move? But looks effective, right? Is it efficient? That is the other question. But this should scare my opponent a bit. Okay, gonna play h4, maybe knight to h4. Also an interesting resource, bringing the knight to super active position. Alright, again, missed chances. Just misplayed that. Knight takes c7. My goodness. This is just so bad. Yeah, this is just a bad position. Just a lost position. But maybe now we'll have some chances, I don't know. Nah, this is just badly lost. Just absolutely lost. All right. Only 6 seconds. Okay, another bad game. So maybe it makes sense for me now just to take a break and to play without berserking. Because, yeah, starts looking very bad. Yeah, let's take a break and just play normal blitz game. Bishop b5. Very strange opening choice. It already feels like a much better position for white, honestly. So let's grab the space simply. And bring the queen to the active position. Right, and this protects e5, but I potentially can stop the castling by playing bishop to a3. Let us see if this is a good idea. f4 is also interesting. Just exchanging this knight to the bishop potentially, and simply exerting pressure on f7, but I'm not sure if it is enough. So if bishop a3, then queen goes to a4. In which case I put my bishop on b4 maybe, but then something like a5 kicks my bishop away from that position. I can probably start with the rook b1, but again, I'm not sure if it gives me anything. So rook b1, b6, c4, maybe then rook b3 and simply rook to h3. Yeah, this is an interesting plan. Let's just do it. After all, I just have extra space. I mean, for nothing, for no compensation. Yeah, this can be interesting potentially. And now c4. And rook to b3. Looks very natural. Now I want to play this. Forcing some weakening of the position because h6 looks like a forced move. And then bishop h6. Is it a correct sacrifice or not? Okay, let's forget about it because my opponent decided to give up h7, which is probably just a decisive mistake. Rook g3 should be winning. The knight is under attack. When it goes away, I just take on g7. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Just extra minor piece and absolutely winning position. Okay, another blunder. Time to resign. Okay, so h6 was the only move, of course. h6 and position wasn't clear. So because bishop h6 was potentially promising, but I'm not sure that I had a sufficient compensation there. Because after capturing on h6 twice, the rook goes away somewhere. I don't have a checkmate because h8 is covered by the knight g6 and so forth. So, oh, that was misclick, but okay. So, you know what my opponent is doing. Allowing me all this. Because now black has absolutely winning position. Okay, was a lucky misclick. I mean, I didn't intend to play French. I never ever play French. Okay, so let's avoid berserking with this good player. Let's just play a normal game. Okay. So can I just play bishop d3 here? I think there is nothing wrong with that. Just castling. Now my knight gets to c6. I think it's good, simply. So for example, like this. Not a bad square. Okay. So now my knight is great. But I have to prove that it means anything, so that I probably have to open up a position on the queen side, creating some weaknesses there. Alright, so where to put the queen? I think just to d1. And now just h3, getting rid of this knight. ab5 was also very good with the idea of rook a7, but feels like I still have a chance to do this. So if knight goes to e5, I just take on b5, ab5, rook a7, attacking the queen and the bishop. And this, what is this? This is just lost, I believe. This is just lost for black. Well, I can take on f2, but I'll avoid this. I think it's safer. All right, so what should I do now? A takes b5, queen takes b5 is probably my opponent's only threat. Queen e6 check is possible. I don't know. Bishop e3 is possible. Bishop h6 is possible as well. A takes b5 is interesting. Followed by queen e6 check. And then something simple like bishop e3 or just bishop e3. Let's keep it simple. Simply extra minor piece, right? Takes a4. Okay, takes f2. And bishop d4 should be decisive. Attacking the queen and pawn g7. Like simple tactic. Simple tactical trick. Alright, so back to the first place. But still hour to play. Still 1 hour to go. Still 1 hour to come. Oh, GM. Okay. Mr. Olka. Interesting. Let's try to play decent game. Decent chess. So Rui Lopez. Main line. No. D4. Which is one of interesting deviations. Knight goes to e4 to be able to occupy c5. Here it's possible to play knight c5 immediately. It's possible to castle first. So now knight c5. Attacking the bishop. To the theoretic line. And now, so let me remember. Rook e8 should be played 100%. Attacking e5. Now bishop f5 should be also played, attacking c2 and completing development. So, to take on c2 or not to take? Or just to play knight to e6. Knight to e6 is also very solid. But then knight goes to e4. That is probably the idea. In which case I can potentially just take on e4. Alright, let's put the knight on e6. Looks safe at the moment. But that was probably not the best move. Okay, bishop c2, knight goes to e3, most likely. And then to g4. Okay, that's why bishop takes c2 should have been played after knight c3. Alright, but this is an extremely complicated line in general. So can I play knight e4 right now, for instance? Knight goes to e3. Queen takes on e5 is possible. Let's try it. And knight takes c2 looks possible. Now my bishop is hanging, but... Okay, if I take on e3, it will be just a bad exchange for me. But I think I will have the time to play f6 after that, so... Should be alright after all. So the point here is to prevent something like bishop g5, bishop f6 with checkmating scenarios, I guess. That's why f6 is needed. Now it feels more or less safe, but still, I have some weaknesses on the king side. So I have to be very careful. Okay, let's take this one. And queen f7. Should be all right. Attacking a2, by the way. So I'm still a pawn up, but it doesn't feel like I have extra material at all. It's time to simplify position, so... Oh, queen takes, seriously. Alright. I'll capture that with pleasure. That was a lucky shot. That was a lucky shot. Okay. All the pieces together. Just to make sure everything is under control. Now what to do? Okay, let's control this diagonal. That is probably not the best move. But okay, I wanted to attack this h6. Have to be faster now, for sure. That was a help. Now my bishop is improved, which is nice. So it's very important not to blunder something stupid. Simple shred, queen takes g2. Okay, now what? Oh, that was bad. I mean, there was a much better way to play. Now it will be probably easier to checkmate him. Just like this. Alright, so my opponent just blundered a piece. But okay, well, shit happens, guys. It's just important sometimes to collect what is hanging. Yeah. So far, not that bad. Okay, let's Berserk again. Let's Berserk. Catalan or something. Yep. Catalan. I can see light squared weaknesses. I can see light squared weaknesses. A lot of light squared weaknesses. Oh my god, where did the knight go? To e5, there was still a possibility, right? Come on. This position is very bad. Rook c2 is better. But okay. This is also not that bad. Already have an extra pawn. Some perspectives on the king side, because the king is somewhat weakened there. Okay, let's take it. I don't care. Let's go back. Now there is h2. Which was probably not that great decision. because of this bishop b2, so I kind of lost concentration, which is a bad sign. Bishop e5, come on, what am I doing here? So I started playing really badly. Okay. At least I control a lot. So my opponent decided not to do anything, which is probably a good strategy. Alright, what to do? Let's limit the activity of that bishop. Now he doesn't have this maneuver. Just wait a bit. All right, finally, kind of getting here. The bishop drops. Yeah. Yeah, very, very strange game, I mean. Very strange game. Just like a lot of mistakes, so my opponent was completely outplayed at the very beginning of the game because he just misplayed the opening stage, but then I started making one mistake after another, I guess. So I just didn't see this rook c2 resource followed by a simple... Oh, double Berserk, look at this. That is great. What to do here? I'm not sure. All right, let's just play active chess. One more active shot. Just attacking this queen. Okay, let's chase the queen. Maybe it wasn't the best strategy, you know. Looks very strange. Look at this, knights and so forth, but I think I finally did this. I mean, this queen no longer has squares. Feels like that. Alright, now it will be easier, I believe. Let's keep it simple. Just a checkmating threat. Should be decisive. Somehow. Yeah, b7 is coming. Here we go. Yeah, good try. Good try. Good try, but didn't help. I believe that after bishop g2, queen b2 is interesting. Just grabbing the pawn and attacking my knight c3 at the same time. Okay. Let's try berserking against a higher rated player. Can be potentially very, very risky, but interesting at the same time. Okay, what do we have here? We have g5 completely weakened, so let's put the bishop here. Which was probably a mistake because g5 is also a great square for my knight. Yeah. But this is what? What is this? I mean, this is a queen. Oh, shit. I thought I blundered my queen after bishop h6, but there was knight g5, and if bishop e4 I had the time to save my queen. Whew. Also, yeah, portion of stupid chess. Okay. More or less fine now. With the extra queen. Okay, it's time to actually decide the game somehow. Quickly. Yeah. Okay. So it's lucky. It's very lucky. To be honest, I'm very lucky today, so my play is not entirely disgusting, but definitely, in the vast majority of cases, just don't deserve my wins. Okay, Berserk. Berserk. No, doesn't want to take. Doesn't want to take that guy. And play e4. Why? Okay, finally e4. Finally e4 is played and white is better. But knight to b3, seriously? That is strange. So knight has to be on d6, I mean. Now it's on b3. Which is nice. So let's exert some pressure on this e5 pawn. I think should be captured right now. Like this. Activation. Little tactical shot. And extra material, so wanted to play rook c2 with the threat of rook d1. Okay, not bad. 36 minutes more. And, well, I don't have my Coke anymore. Nothing to drink. All right, we'll try to manage it without drinking this crap. So Berserk, e4. Good choice. Good choice. Let's go there. Checkmate threat is here. I'm playing like a patzer here, but it may be a good strategy. Just like this, look at this. There was only one strat, right, to take on h7 at some point, and, well, it worked. It worked well. And the queen is protected, that's the point. All right, let's go back. Again, this Grandmaster. All right, let's play something different against him. Risky, but don't want to repeat that line. Okay, this is good. This is a good idea. So bishop f4, bishop e2 is exactly what's recommended by Parimarjan Negi in his series of books on e4 repertoire. Alright, we will try to do something here. So this Philidor's Antolshan system. Over the board, very risky thing to play with black, but in blitz it may work well. Taking with the bishop is probably not that great, but I think this knight can be potentially helpful in the sense of attack on the queen's side, because the bishop is definitely not helpful there, being placed somewhere in d7, but the knight can potentially jump through d7 to b6, maybe to a4, and we will see how that works. So one of the ideas here is to try to open up that diagonal for my bishop. This bishop c4 doesn't look a very safe option. I just go there to b6 to attack this bishop. Maybe I will even bring pawn c5 to the attack. g5. Okay, now b6. Bishop b5. And bishop is going to occupy c6, I guess. Not clear. Not clear at all. So b3 or a3. Or rook a5 even. Rook a5, bishop goes to c6. Knight goes to c4. Queen e2. This may be interesting, so let's attack the bishop. And now say knight to c4. Maybe potentially interesting for me to take on b2. And after king takes b2, bishop takes g5. So sacrificing a minor piece for two pawns only, for two minor pieces only, but these dark squares are very, very weak. And this bishop on c6 is not that great. I mean, do I have anything better here? I'm not sure. So knight e5 is interesting, of course. Let's try this. Okay, it's just blitz and it is an interesting opportunity to experiment a bit. So takes on g5 now. So this helps me to make diagonal h8 a1 absolutely clear. And I can potentially use it for attack. Now f3 is hanging, but that is not what makes me feel happy. So a3, queen b3, and then c4 at some point. That's what should be played here somehow. I'm just too slow, so let's make this rook b8 multi-purpose move with the idea of b3 and a3 as well. misplayed this one. Oh my god. Losing on time. Come on! Queen takes f4 and rook e1, checkmate. But lost on time. Alright. Never mind. The first defeat today. And I was very close to winning that. Very close. So probably I should have played a3 immediately after he played queen to c4 and after queen b3 just to prepare this c4 move with rook b8. That was an interesting idea. Okay. Never mind. Never mind. So again, Rui Lopez against Giraffic. Immediate knight d5 is probably not that dangerous because of knight a5 move. That's why the main line goes a3 first. Okay. Have no idea why did I play this rook b8. Was better just to take on b3 immediately. Okay. In any case, my bishop on b7 is very good in the sense of protecting a6 pawn. So I can focus on central play. For example, d5 now looks great, but c5 is hanging. That's the problem. So let's prepare everything carefully. And maybe now d5. Because the bishop on f4 is pinned, so rook on b8 is invulnerable. Bishop g5 takes on g5. No, e5 immediately. Okay. Now I wanted to separate d3 and e5 pawns. And now potentially this e5 can be my target. But first, I have to improve positions of my pieces somehow. Let us start with this. Preparing something like queen e7 at some point. Yeah, my opponent plays very good here. And I play awfully, simply creating weaknesses instead of attacking his weaknesses. Very bad play. Okay, so f7 is hanging. I have a feeling that queen e8 is not that awful in general, but then queen f2 at the very least. What can I do instead? Not so much, so yeah, that was a bad mistake. Okay, at least I activate my pieces slightly. So this pawn on g5 was anyway useless. Oh, no, that was just a blunder. All right, it's time to resign. Okay, 2 losses in a row. Very bad. Very, very bad. Let's go Berserk. Let's go Berserk. All right, a better pawn structure. Want to play e5 and queen c6 maybe, if he gives me a chance. And this transformation is quite good, because all these pawns c6, c7 and a6 are quite weak now. And this bishop on g7 is not that cool. So should be something very pleasant to play with white. Just wanted to simplify it. Let us simplify even more. So this knight is much better than this bishop, taking into account that bishop has no objects of attack, and there are a lot of weakened pawns, which I'm going to collect one by one. c5 is hanging and there is no defense, so I don't know in which order is better. Guess no difference. It took me a lot of time to make this move, which is strange because it was very, very natural. Okay, everything is hanging now. All right, that was an easy win. Because if you have this damaged pawn structure on the queen side, like c6 and c7 pawns, you should avoid definitely opening out the position, just like after d takes e5. So e5 was a serious positional mistake, I think, from black. Okay. Let's try to repeat this one. Okay, I think it's time to play g4. And g5. So I made some progress on the king side, but my opponent also has a counterplay there on the queen side, so I have to be careful. What could be my plan here? Just to play f5, f6. Another option is to play h4, h5 and g6. Something like this. So a5 is coming with the b4, so probably I have to be fast with my play here on the king side, otherwise black's initiative will be very dangerous. Very, very, very dangerous. Now the question is where to put my queen. Queen h5, then g6. So let's try this square, but e takes f5 is coming in any case. All right, anyway, queen here. e6 is protected. So I sort of open up a position, but I'm not sure that I achieve anything after all this. This looks natural. Takes h7. With the idea of rook g8 potentially. Oh, come on. That was absolutely unnecessary blunder. Okay. Let's go there. With all my pieces. So knight e4, bishop d4, then probably bishop to g7 can be something. So I'm in exchange down now. But if black plays in like e5, I have knight d5. An interesting follow-up to my attack. If we can call it an attack, of course. So, where are my chances? I think I have to do this anyway. So now e6 is under pressure. I can play bishop h3 next move. Knight e5 is also an interesting idea. All right. So now I have some material compensation as well. Okay. Don't want to exchange the queens here. Rook e6 is a strat. I think it was a blunder. So yeah, the queen. Well, actually, after I got to f7 square with my queen, I already had the compensation, I think so. Not bad. Not a bad win. Against GM Mr. Olka. Or something like this. From Hungary. Okay, so what do we have here? We have another Berserk game. e4, g6, bishop g7. So we'll try something like modern defense. Okay, bishop e2. Very modest continuation. Also playable. No questions, why not? White can do it, but this is already a blunder. And after some exchanges, I have simply extra pawn and no compensation from white's side. Again, let's separate c3 and d5 to make d5 my object of attack. Moreover, I can probably grab it immediately here, just like this. Bishop d4. Now let's just protect e7 first. Okay, a great outpost on d3 exists in this position. More material. Come here. Okay, come back. Come back to d3 now. Another knight gets to the center, attacking the rook. c3 is hanging. Right, a lot of extra material here. Time to convert all this. Alright, king f1 was the only move, but never mind. Position was anyway absolutely winning. So let's go. Oh, by the way, after 2 wins in a row, if you go Berserk, as we can see, it still gives you 5 points if you win. It doesn't really matter if you played the previous game in the Berserk mode. Very nice, very generous system. Okay, 10 minutes more. 10 minutes. So we are very close to winning this. We are very close to winning this. Berlin. No. Not a Berlin. Something different. So it's a slow Ruy Lopez with the d3. Okay. Bishop g4 is probably not very sound here. Will be forced to go away or will be just exchanged. Looks like a transposition to something, but not exactly the same position. So just break through the center and looks like the knight f6 has no suitable squares. So e takes d4 was a mistake. Black wasn't ready to give up a center so early. Bishop f8 was better, just going with the bishop to g7 and only then thinking of taking on d4. So now I don't think I have to sacrifice on h7 because I have an easier way to come up with the attack, I think. Just like this. Collecting hanging pawns. Black skin is very weak here. f7 is hanging as well. All right. What's our follow-up here? I think we should go to f6 at some point. Crushing. Simply crushing. Come on. Where's my checkmate? Come on. It's supposed to be a checkmate. But there is no checkmate. Oh my god. I can't believe. Okay. So finally a checkmate, right? Great. So 6 minutes. 6 minutes. We're very, very close, guys, to the first place. So now my opponent plays slow, which is probably a good strategy, right? He has the time. It was already mentioned many times in live chat, right? So playing fast is not really cool. If you have 3 minutes, just take your time. Why not? That was questionable. Giving up a bishop. Don't really understand this decision. But okay, maybe that is the answer. So he exerts some pressure on my d5. So I also decided to give up a bishop because I didn't want to play d4, knight e4, bishop e7, but that was probably the best option for black. I'm not sure because I didn't have enough time to evaluate all that. Okay. Now let's try to use square c4 somehow. Just play d4, weakening this square. Can be potentially a good outpost for my knight. And also pawn on c3 starts looking like a weakness. Correct. Correct. Simplification is coming. Another rook to c8. To c-file. This pawn on a4 is also my target. I'll just get rid of this knight. And king in the center. Okay, e3 is a new weakness. Okay, knight back to c4, attacking it. All right. Where's my follow-up? Not that clear. Okay. Two connected guys. This should be blockaded. Now need to activate this rook. Which doesn't play at the moment. Now it does. And the king is cut off. So no chances. No chances, my friend. Creating a sort of c1 queen. Okay, here it is. Here it is. What is going on? Where is the checkmate? Here it is. Okay. 1 minute. 1 minute more, and it feels like I'm already first. Because it is highly unlikely that somebody will regain so many points. So I'm 82 now. The second place is 54. Yeah. So yeah, and the tournament pairings are now closed. All right. So how did you perform, my friends? Just let me know in live chat. So I know definitely that Chronic Student was playing, and a few other guys. What's going on? It's really interesting. So it is of course not the first time I win SuperBlitz tournaments here on League Chess, but it is definitely the first time when I do this simultaneously streaming the thing. I will be definitely happy if you will share your opinion with me in comments. So your feedback matters, and your support matters as well. So Chronic Student says 10th place. Okay, 10th place is not entirely bad, but yeah, I guess you can do much better, Chronic Student, much better. So top 5 is like minimum for you, like the lowest possible goal. Okay, so let us see what happened here. I mean, Berserk rate 74%. So Giraffic, as we may notice, was Berserking much more, 89%. But he scored less, much less, if compared to me. Which means that, well, Berserking is a great strategy to gain points, but sometimes when you feel that it goes wrong, it's better to make a break from Berserking and definitely play some normal games, just like I did today, right? The question from Daniel, and don't you mind streaming on Twitch? Well, I can't see the difference nowadays between Twitch and YouTube gaming, so I think it's all right to choose something that suits you. So I do a lot of different things on my YouTube channel, not only streaming, but also uploading a lot of instructive chess videos. By the way, if you want to watch them, you're welcome. Just go to my channel, bit.ly/Mostrovsky, and you'll get the access to them. Chronic Student says, I once berserked and it was a disaster for me. Yeah, probably It's not for you at the moment, so you have to feel comfortable playing faster time controls. So if you play good bullet games, for example, then probably Berserk is for you. But if you love to think, right, probably Berserk is not the best option, at least when you play 3-minute blitz games. Okay. Here we go. So thanks a lot for following me. Wish you a good evening and see you very soon. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and my Twitter to be notified whenever I'm online. Bye bye.